Oh yeah, there we go. Here's some other ones. Just like those other ones.
One there for sure.
Well, the recreational Dungeness crab season is upon us. Commercial's been put off with the whale advisory, but the recreational goes on. We're going to be able to use our hoop nets off the boats now to pick these crab up. There's a 10 crab limit and the 5 3/4 inch minimum width. We're going to use the usual hoop nets. There's specific design criterion, but most of the commercial stuff meets all that, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem there. And then your individual setup. So I'm going to go through some of the things that I do that might be peculiar, but you might want to try to mimic. We can start at the top with the buoy. I prefer the 14 inch, the larger 14 by 6 inch buoy. Has a little bit better float if the currents are bad. And you've got to put your Go ID on there when you register it. Because these are hoop nets, you can put additional embellishments off the buoy. I put a water weenie on there and a number for each of the buoys so I can locate them easier at sea. Then we get to the lines that are attached to the buoys. Definitely a sinking line is required unless you want to become the villain of the day and catch somebody's prop. I'm using 70 feet of sinking line on this setup, so it gets it down below the surface. And off of that, I've started using what's considered a neutral buoyancy line. And I've got 100 feet of the neutral buoyancy on there. That just is less weight associated with it, so that if the currents are bad, you're not going to be sinking a buoy with these lines. If you did all sinking line on the whole thing, it can be too much for the buoys and be overcome in sea conditions. And then next to the trap itself, I'm using a floating line. It's like a 3/8 boat line, basically, is what it is. So that the little button that goes on the top of the trap, that line goes up and away and doesn't restrict the crabs entering into the trap itself. And you can see that I've got 185 feet of line with those combined lengths. And I write on my buoy that I only want to go to 140 foot maximum depth. So I've got 30% more line than the maximum depth that I want to fish, because there's always going to be a current and tides, and you've got to allow for that or you'll lose gear. And since I'm cheaping out on the hoop net itself and buying the smaller frame for it, I'm adding additional weight to the trap itself, and I'm using a piece of 1 1/4 PVC, filling it with concrete and capping both ends and zip tying it on to the trap. I got 2 of those per trap, and that seems to fish very well, hold it to the bottom. And then one of the more important features, the bait bag. I use fish parts from other adventures during the season and put those in the bag in the freezer and bring them out. Use a elastic band. This is an old inner tube with some hooks on it from either side to keep that bag in the middle of the trap. You guys getting this all strapped in so it stays in the middle of the trap. Got cat food. And then the secret ingredient is the can of cat food. Just cheap cat food. Poke some holes in the top. Don't open it. Just poke a bunch of holes in it so that it can be leaving a scent trail. That's critical to bring these crabs in. And then whatever other scents you want to put in that, you can use as well. Very effective. Throw the buoy out first. This crabbing's so easy. I can't believe it. More people should be doing this, you would think.
Easy on you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I bought the boat.
That's a little bit easier, man.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
It's easier to fight the buoy than it is.
Yes, then to fight all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, we ready?
Yep. John goes overboard.
Yep.
Nice. Excellent. And then we mark a waypoint.
Holy schmoly, Batman.
499. And now I have a new waypoint with a distinctive icon and a number associated with the number on the buoy. And since you have 2 hours to let those soak before you have to inspect them again, required to inspect them again, do a little bit of rock fishing. Got some lingcod. That's always nice. Look at that level of anticipation. Oh yeah, there we go. Here's some other ones. Just like those other ones.
Got one there for sure. Oh yeah.
And be extra careful when you're measuring the crab that you've got a legal one. Fish and Game will be watching. Fingers crossed. That smells.
Bunch of smallies.
My work. This one, she's got eggs. Look at that one with the eggs.
Yeah.
And though it's not illegal recreationally, it's considered bad form to harvest the female. So put those back in the water where they can continue to grow the population.
You're ready to shut it off. We got punch.
Good. We're a little deeper now.
Yeah, that big guy's little part too. Let's get some measuring going on here. That one looks like you had one. Measure.
We're at 122 feet.
Good. That's good. Smallie. Check for sex.
And probably one of the more important things in all this is to watch the tides. Make sure you pick a good tide that's not too extreme between the high and a low. You get a lot of current going and the crabs will hunker down and they won't be out there and feeding. And watch the seas. Be safe out there. Make sure that you get a good day so that seas aren't too rough for you. I've been using the Willy Weather app and it's been very good on, gives you a lot of that information, tides and what's going on with the seas. Well, thank you, John and Levi, for doing the heavy lifting on this trip, and I hope you enjoyed the video and got some information out of it. If you can hit that like and subscribe if you haven't, that'd be fantastic. Really helps the channel. Thanks.